For decades, this story was buried. Not lost to time, but deliberately hidden. A story from World War II so shocking, so unsettling, that the powers that be decided you shouldn't know about it. But today, the truth comes out. It's April 1944. The war in Europe is reaching its climax. D-Day is just weeks away, and the Allies need every advantage they can get. Their biggest problem? German U-boats, the wolf packs of the Atlantic, are still sinking ships faster than they can be built. They're a constant, deadly threat to the supply lines that are the lifeblood of the war effort. Allied command is desperate for a way to turn the tide. Enter the U.S. Navy's Task Group 22.3, a hunter-killer group built around a small escort carrier, the USS Guadalcanal. Its commander is a maverick captain named Daniel Gallery. Gallery is brilliant, aggressive, and tired of just sinking U-boats. He has a radical idea, one so audacious it's been repeatedly forbidden by his superiors. Capture one. Imagine the intelligence windfall. A complete German U-boat with its codebooks, its Enigma machine, its acoustic torpedoes. It would be the single greatest intelligence prize of the war. But the official policy is clear: sink on sight. Capturing a sub is deemed too risky. The crew could scuttle it, taking the American boarding party down with them. It was a risk the Admiralty wasn't willing to take. But Captain Gallery was a man who preferred to ask for forgiveness rather than permission. He secretly trained his men for this exact mission. He drilled them relentlessly on how to board a damaged submarine, how to disarm demolition charges, and how to stop it from sinking. His crew thought he was crazy, but they followed his orders. They were ready for a chance to make history. On June 4, 1944, just 2 days before the D-Day landings, their chance came. Off the coast of West Africa, their planes spot a U-boat on the surface. U-505. The attack is swift and brutal. Depth charges from the carrier's aircraft rock the submarine, cracking its hull and causing panic inside. The German commander, believing his U-boat is doomed, orders his crew to abandon ship and open the scuttling valves to sink it. As the German sailors leap into the water, Captain Gallery sees his moment. Over the ship's radio, he barks the order he's been waiting his whole career to give: away all boarding parties. An 8-man team, led by a young lieutenant named Albert David, leaps into a whaleboat and races towards the abandoned, circling, and rapidly sinking German submarine. It's a suicide mission. The U-boat is rigged with demolition charges set to explode. It's taking on water fast. And it's an enemy vessel, full of unknown dangers. As they pull alongside, Lieutenant David is the first man to climb the conning tower and drop down into the darkness of the U-boat, armed with only a pistol and a flashlight. He doesn't know if any German sailors are waiting in ambush, or if the scuttling charges are about to blow. Inside, it's chaos. Water is pouring in, and the hiss of the open seacocks is deafening. David and his men race against time, splashing through knee-deep water in the dark, unfamiliar corridors. They find the main sea strainer, a 10-inch wide hole gushing water into the engine room. Using his bare hands and whatever tools he can find, one of the engineers, Zenon Lukosius, manages to jam the valve shut, slowing the flood. Meanwhile, the rest of the team are on a desperate hunt. They need to find and disarm the 14-ton demolition charges designed to blow the sub to pieces. They find them ticking away and manage to disable them with just minutes to spare. They've done the impossible. They've stopped the U-boat from sinking. A boarding party secures the submarine, and a tow line is attached from the Guadalcanal. They begin the long, slow journey back across the Atlantic. And inside U-505, they find a treasure trove: intact Enigma machines, the latest German naval codebooks, which weren't due to be changed for another month, charts, operational orders, and technical manuals for their advanced acoustic torpedoes. It was an intelligence jackpot beyond their wildest dreams. But here's where the story gets strange. When news of the capture reached the highest levels of Allied command, there wasn't celebration. There was panic. The capture of U-505 was so significant, its intelligence value so immense, that the Allies realized their biggest threat wasn't the Germans finding out. It was the Germans realizing the asterisk, did NT know what had happened to the sub? If the Germans assumed U-505 was simply lost at sea with all hands, they wouldn't change their codes. The Allies could continue reading their secret communications, giving them a massive advantage in the final year of the war. But if word got out that the sub and its crew were captured, the entire German code system would be changed overnight, and the advantage would be lost. So, a top-secret order was given. Operation Hide and Seek was put into effect. The story of U-505 was to be buried. Every single one of the nearly 3,000 sailors in Task Group 22.3 was sworn to secrecy under threat of court-martial. The 59 captured German sailors were sent to a special interrogation camp in Louisiana, isolated from all other prisoners of war. They were even listed as lost at sea by the Red Cross to maintain the deception. The Navy went to extraordinary lengths to erase the event from history. The men who had performed this incredible act of bravery couldn't tell anyone. Not their wives, not their parents, not their friends. They had to pretend it never happened. Lieutenant Albert David, the first man to board the sub, was quietly awarded the Medal of Honor for his incredible bravery, but the ceremony was held in secret. The official citation was vague, mentioning only his role in capturing an enemy submarine. He tragically died of a heart attack before he could ever publicly receive his honor or tell his story. His men received Navy crosses and silver stars, but they too were bound by the oath of secrecy. For the rest of the war, and for months after, the silence held. The capture of U-505 remained one of the best-kept secrets of World War II. The intelligence gathered from the sub was invaluable, saving countless Allied lives by helping to track and sink other U-boats and protecting troop convoys. Finally, after the war in Europe was over, Captain Gallery, now an admiral, fought to have the story told. He felt his men deserved recognition for their heroism. He wrote articles and a book, and slowly, the incredible tale of U-505 began to surface. The U-boat itself was saved from the scrapyard, and, through a massive fundraising effort by the people of Chicago, was brought to the city to become a permanent museum exhibit. Today, you can walk through the very same compartments where Lieutenant David and his team risked their lives. It stands as a memorial, not just to the war, but to a story that was almost lost to history, a story of incredible bravery that was deliberately buried for the greater good. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the most important victories are the ones no one is allowed to talk about. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, hit that like button and subscribe for more hidden histories. See you next time.